What is up? I'm PaLeRider, and I want to talk about Knockout just for a second, the game mode. Because you may have seen on my YouTube, I have a couple of part series on this game mode, and I've played it quite a bit when it was around. I think they're going to bring Knockout back into either a competitive playlist or a casual playlist. I really do believe that they'll bring it back for more like consistent results with Knockout. So here's a few changes that I'd really like to see. If you're going to keep grabbing as like the most OP thing on the freaking planet, because that's what grabbing is, let's be honest. Like, grabbing in Knockout basically works 90% of the time, and it kills people almost instantly if you grab them at the right spot. So I feel like if you're gonna keep grabbing the way it is, I would really like to see a rumble timer on grabbing. 10-second timer on the grabs, and then if you're gonna do a 10-second timer on the grab, like as in right when you use the ability to grab, like you can still flip around and like gain speed and stuff, but the second that it uses the ability to grab, I think it should start a 10-second timer, kind of like Knockout, or sorry, kind of like Rumble in a way. And then with the boom effect, I think it should be a 5-second timer. A 5-second timer, and you do one of two things with it. You either make it harder, you make them get boomed further out the more they get boomed, or again, you see whenever you hit somebody with the boom attack that it says like heavy damage plus 27. I think someone should have a life, like a health points of like 100, and then every single time they get boomed with 27, it counts down from the 100. So if you get boomed really hard, like some heavy attacks like 4 times, your car should just explode. That's how I think you would make booms more like advantageous to like make it the same as a grab, while having also a lesser like timer on it as well. And then of course shield, I think you should keep shield the same way it is. Maybe shield should block both, but I don't know, maybe it could. And I think the timer for shield should be 2 seconds. Don't give people a big timer for shield. And then when OT happens, like when you go into like a 6-minute sudden death or whatever, I think all of them should go to 10 seconds. That way you don't know what thing each person's going to use, because obviously each one is very effective at that point. So that's for the power-ups. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the maps. I think if we made it into the community could make these maps, or you let the community make these maps, and then you incorporate them into the game mode, I think you could make, 20, 30, 40 knockout maps that could be really cool if you have like that much of a rotation of maps. And that way you could keep the fun aspect, or also the strategy aspect of like a bunch of different maps. There's a bunch of different things you can do. This spike place right here is really big, you can hide kind of here or whatever. Like, you make so many maps that it becomes like fun because you have no idea what you're going to get. And I think you can really help, like the community would be willing to give you these maps, at least the design of them, and then you can go in and fix them and work on them. Another thing, the wall merchants, I guess we're calling them, that's what Rizzo calls them, the wall merchant. I think the way you fix that is, the yellow dome that you see around, and then whenever you get hit out of the dome, it says like 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, I think you should make that dome, right, to be like blocked and caved kind of. So like, say the wall is here, right? Everything down from the wall should be yellow as well. That way, when someone gets dropped out, then they have to come back up quicker. As in, right as soon as you go down under the wall, then it becomes a 10, 9, 8, 7, or you're dead kind of thing. That way people aren't really playing under the wall a lot, and also people will have to come up for air, essentially. What else can I talk about? I would really like you to fix the spot that I have I almost said TikTok, in Knockout. I think that spot is OP. I think there's a few spots in certain maps that like are really just OP. Most of it has to do with the wall merchants, but that one in particular needs to get fixed if we're going to incorporate this again. And the last thing but not least, general bug fixes. One of them is when someone flies off of the map. I don't know if I can show this, but when someone flies off the map and then you go after them, you start to fly after them, and then the camera will sometimes lock out of them and lock back onto someone else, and now you're staring at the map, like you're staring at the map, and that person's now behind you, and now you're scared that that person's gonna come over and grab you because you're unaware of your surroundings. That needs to be fixed. There needs to be a way to like lock onto someone and make sure it's locked on the whole time, instead of getting in these spots outside of the map where it doesn't realize that you're locked onto that person. Another thing, I think it would be really cool to see people's health, like the wrenches that you have for people's health when you're spectating. And other than that, I think we're good. I think that's all I would like to see in Knockout. Appreciate your time. Show this to Psyonix. Hopefully Psyonix sees this. Would really appreciate it. And yeah, peace out. And I stream on YouTube, and I make TikToks, and I make all these kind of stuff, and you can go check that out. And I'm sure the intro or the outro will show you that. But yeah, peace. Can't be like this. It can't be like this, man.